It's one of the wonders of the natural world, a murmuration of starlings, gathered to winter in the UK from all over Northern Europe. Tonight's display, an estimated 10,000 birds. But this spectacle hides a more worrying story of decline and loss. Give us a sense, Frank, how things have changed. I mean, back in the day, how many numbers would we see here, and when was that?
Well, I sort of estimated some of the really big roosts at nearly 500,000 birds.
Wow, 500,000?
Yeah, 500,000. They were going into everybody's gardens. The sky was black with them.
And when would that be? Well, how long ago?
20, 25 years ago, yeah. And they're just not there now.
It's impressive, of course, but tonight we have exclusive access to a report by the RSPB and BirdLife International, and they found that across Europe the overall numbers of birds now are 600 million fewer than they were just back in the 1980s. Imagine the landscapes of 40 years ago, full of flocks of birds accompanied by a cacophony of sound. Now take away those 600 million individual birds which have disappeared from our skies since then. Each year the numbers silently vanishing from our world. Starling numbers are down 60%. Half of our skylarks and the once ubiquitous house sparrow have now been lost. Yes, the birds are still here, of course, but this loss of abundance means they're a mere shadow of their former numbers.
The main reason we're losing the birds is the way we're producing our food. The farmland across Europe has become much more inhospitable to bird populations and other wildlife. The loss of these common and abundant species has cascading effects upon the ecosystem, where systems are changing so rapidly that they won't be able to sustain us. They won't be there to provide our food, to regulate our climate, and the birds are that warning signal.
It's places such as here at Watch Tree Nature Reserve in Cumbria where the birds are still flocking as the landscape is successfully managed for wildlife. Frank and his colleagues are doing what's known as ringing to collect the data needed for monitoring.
88 wing.
One of the joys that remain is coming here, because it's like an oasis in a desert. And you just step outside the perimeter fence and you're into sanitised land that cannot really support anything.
A minute. Yeah, like that one, amazing.
Well, it's
all comes
the
juvenile, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, the tail very, very pointed and very worn. Yeah.
Familiar farmland birds, when I was a child and a young man, they were everywhere. And now they're not, they're a rarity. You can see an odd one perhaps in a field margin that's not being trimmed, or a hedgerow that's been left, and very few are left now. I feel angry about it, that we're in a position where we've let wildlife get to such a state. I mean, we are responsible for this. They depend on us, and if they go, we'll follow them soon, no doubt about it.